Welcome to Akhand Vidyashram, the first unit of Impeccable Wisdom. We are going to talk of Brahman, the creation of Brahm, or the solar system, or the spiral galaxy. India, or Akhand Bharat, or Akhand Sindhu is the land, as you can see in this particular picture, which is bound by Himalayas, Mount Kailash, and Mansarovar on the east, Sindhu River in the north, Sapt Sindhu on the west, and Sindhu Mahasagar on down. All what I am talking about, clone divine design of nature, originates from this land, and that's it. Now, my mission is the impeccable wisdom, knowing which everything is fully known, and my greatest discovery is Divyang, the divine design of nature, which is the perfect objects are designed and created. This was first time recognized, conceived, and revealed in 2015 only. It replaces all the mathematical designs and science if we want to be perfect in nature. All the mathematics used by the nature for science is man-made concepts which have lot of defects. No wonder even Nobel laureates' works get replaced by another Nobel laureates with their discoveries. So it can be an evolution. If you are looking at the impeccable wisdom, it is the Divyang which is important. Now Divyang I have been able to conceive over a period of 60 years of education from school, college to the university till today. Even today I remain as a student of my indwelling soul and higher souls, and with their guidance I am able to see the beauty of divine nature. It is not my work. I am only an instrument, and that's it. And the new series which I have started, Akhand Sindhu, are Mahagranth, sequence step by step, the way I feel the whole divine design can be studied, understood, comprehended, and applied in scientific faith for the good of the universe by and large. Now, mathematical design has to be conclusive. I have already made it clear. And the conclusive mathematical design, which is the perfect object of the entire universe, including human body, right up to sodium and chloride message or compound or the molecule or the salt, is with Divyang only. DNA is with Divyang. Entire anatomy, physiology, biochemistry and psychology core is with Divyang. So is the solar system, so is the spiral galaxy. We'll stick to these things because the knowledge of this is well known to the world. But we are bringing the perfect by and large and converting the mathematical design into symbolic representation of Divyang is this one. So we need to have perfect mathematical design and perfect symbols if we want every language of the world to have uniform knowledge for every child, every student, every research scholar, every author, every being of the universe. We need to have uniform consistency, and that is the prime objective of my life. Now, to review from last stage, why we look up to the Brahman during distress is because it is perfect. So, universe, as you can see, or the solar system, or the human body, they are perfect, called Brahman, Pidan, Ekam, all are microcosmic representation, and that uniformity I am seeing not a diseased model. I do not want variety of things. I want a single mathematical design which is conclusive in every way, and that is seen upstairs with the wide eyes of everybody. But when we see that within ourselves, inside, is when we really realize that is beauty. And that is why this is revision of the last one, to say how we can go to the next stage, what happens during creation. My greatest statement in simple is, Sanatana Dharma says, everything is come out of Atman, is sustained by Atma and dissolved into Atma. That means whole soul started from Atma alone. Then Atma cannot be cut, cannot be burnt, cannot be dissolved. It is indestructible, insoluble. All the characters which Sanatana Dharma has spoken about, I have tried to show can be seen only inert matter of helium, neon, argon, krypton and xenon, etc. only. They are identical. If we understand noble gases, we understand Atma completely. Unless until we understand Atma completely, manifestation of the universe will be difficult, because stability is only in noble gases and Atman alone. Now come to the before the creation. Rig Veda is a statement in these 7 shlokas, which I am not going to read as it is, but I will try to explain essence. As this Ved says, everybody knows, Rig Veda says before the creation of the universe there was andhakar, darkness, tamas, inertia. And they say even gods do not know the creation or what happened before the creation. They were born afterwards. And but we human beings can contemplate other things because have the brain which can go back to the Akash Kosh and get the information and logically explain in mathematical design and symbolic representation. But unfortunately, has anybody explored it? I wonder whether somebody has gone to the Akash Kosh with their soul to find the truth which is known to the soul as well as to Akash Kosh. Now, from that angle, I would only say Akash Nasya Shukta of Rigved says there was nothing before the creation. And I do believe nothing can come out of nothing, because whatever we have must have had in some form in the universe before they started. And I do know it was in an Atmic state or inert noble gases only. Now from that to go to stage, Maharishi Yajnavalkya had called that particular thing which was in the universe, Akash, was in a death stage or Mrityu form. And that means much more specific than nothing as such. Very abstract idea to a precise idea. What was there in a dead form, that means it is immobile. And that information is available in this particular 2 lines, which says, there was nothing in the primary stage, it was indeed covered by the death or Mrityu stage. Now, do we understand? And I have told you the same thing, it is inert matter only. But I have gone on step further to show that nothing is dead matter or inert matter. And now coming to the much more specific part, in the beginning is Xenon, which was Nirankar Nirgun Brahman. Then next stage of Krypton was Sakar Satgur Brahman. These 2 are the sources to start from which. Then third from which it originated was Adi Prashakti, which was organ 40. We will not go into those 3 parts because we want to concentrate on Brahman or our solar system or spiral galaxy by and large. And these things came from Neon 21. And Neon 21 collided to form Neon 22, the light and Akash Bhuta, and from that the universe was started with. Now, to prove that darkness before, I have shown 2 things, organ 40 and left side symbol and Neon 21, and also this I have already explained. You can go back to the last and see why do I say there was darkness, because everything is focused into the center, which has got protons and neutrons and electrons of the same thing, but they are inside in a cubical form, and as a result there is no light outside but there is light inside. As you can see in this particular picture, outside there is a darkness, inside there is a light. More and more you go to the center, more and more light you can see, and this is a picture taken from the universe by and large. And the center one is what we call it Shunya or 0. In other words, is a mathematical design starts from 0, not from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 8. So 0 to this has this information is not given by Aryabhatta, was known to Akhand Bharat Brahmans from beginning itself. They call it Shunya, and that is starting point, that is Atma, and that is 0. So that's it. Now my experiences and conviction thereafter. Neon 21, as you can see, is a cubical structure. Everything is focused inside, and you can see the middle also the proton is there. Outside orbit is complete. There is nothing beyond that. Everything is focused inside, and the picture you can see, unless until signboard is charged, it does not become bright. And you have 10 electrons outside, 10 protons and 11 neutrons which will make it neon 21. That was the stage before the creation of the Brahmand or solar system by and large. And then how they collided to form and went on to form the light, and thereafter, and that is same thing but so beautifully represented in the picture you see down. You have 5 heads which represent Panchabhutas, then you have 10 arms which represent 10 stages of development or Vishnu, and of course the lotus which is a pure consciousness of first stage of creation by and large of 22 or 21. Now, as I told you, 0 is the one which we started from the very beginning itself. The first number is 0 and it is called Shunya, and that is Atma, and infinity is also related to Shunya only. Now moving on to the one to prove whether Shunya was right or wrong, or this is infinity, or there is something to start with. The best example I can find is Brihad Aranyakya Upanishad by Maharishi Yajnavalkya, which says Purnam Adha, Purnam Idham, Purnam Udha Chite, Purnasya Purnam Adhe, Purnam Iva Vishishte. That means that is full, this is full, from fullness proceeds fullness. If we take away fullness from fullness, the fullness remains fullness. There is a hidden meaning in this particular statement, which I want people to realize. At least to the best of my knowledge, nobody has put it in this particular form. What is Maharishi Yajnavalkya trying to say is about infinity or Shunya or 0 alone. Now let's go on to understand that concept little clearly. In this picture is about infinity. You can see the 2 zeros and of course for a symbol. I'm not going to detail in this particular stage. We will do it later when time comes. But symbol of infinity is 0, and from 0 to 9 numbers are the 10 numbers which start. But in this picture you can see twice I had written down 0, which means Purnam is 0, divided by 0 is equal to 0. Now you understand 0 divided by 0 is equal to 0. You take 0 out of 0, it remains still 0, and that is Purnam on the soul. So that is what it is all about. But I also like to give an example. You take any number other than 0 and divide by the same number, you'll get equal to 1 only and not 0. 1 divided by 1 is 1. 2 by 2 is 2. 1. 3 divided by 3 is equivalent to 1. 4 divided by 4 is equivalent to 1. And so are all the numbers as such. But when it comes to 0 divided by 0 is not 1, it is 0 alone. And that is what a particular statement is very clear. What an intelligent, beautiful way of putting across. You take this out of this, but same thing remains. That means everything is perfect only in Shunya, 0, or the creation, or the dot, or the circle, or sphere, by and large. That beauty is where I would like to put it across. 0 was there, and everything came out of 0, and that's it. Now, we are starting the journey of creation thereafter to understand how we have understood the mathematics very clearly, particularly some of the numbers which are very predominant in understanding. The first number which I have explained is 0 in the beginning, and all the 9 numbers have come out of 0. That number, there are 10 numbers. But there is another concept, as I showed in infinity. 1 by 7 is a very beautiful number with which nature has used creation very clearly. If you divide 1 by 7 is equivalent to 0.142857 only. And I wanted to make it very clear, there are only 6 digits of 0.142857 only. Other 3 are missing. And how I have understood the beauty of divine mathematics while making this symbol, because I had asked the divinity, my Aditi, my divine mother, to teach me how to understand concept and convert graphic presentation of Gayatri, the Tatriya, also into an inanimate form. But this is what I learnt. Start with 0, the dot, Second thing I was told, divide 1 by 7 and give it the number of 142,857. I did that. After that, I was made to connect 1 with 4, as you can see the first line. Then 4 to 2, as you can see. From 2 to 8 you can see. Then 8 to 5 you can see. 5 to 7 you can see. 7 to 1. These 6 numbers made into 7 numbers again. 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7, 1 is a circle, is connected by 6 parts, and this is a beautiful shape which came. And there are phenomenal shapes within this. Let's not go into details of that. We will do that at a later date. But there are many things in this. But let's restrict only to this number to understand the concept very clearly. Though next come to the stage that India knows very well that 3, 6 and 9 were missing out of those numbers. 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7. But 3, 6 and 9 were not there as I have shown in this particular number. Now connect 3 with 6, 9 and 3. A triangle which is going up is called Shakta triangle or moving up. And that is also shows that 1 is also converted into 3 independently. So Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, or Saraswati, Mahalakshmi, Mahakali are 3 concepts which are the core concepts. All the 3 are together as 1. 1 is made into 3 parts. If a number wise you want to see it, it is 3, 6 and 9. But if you want to see it as a gods, it is Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh or Shiva. If you go to the goddesses, it's a Saraswati, Mahalakshmi, Mahakali, who are consorts of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva by and large, and that is a triangle which takes us to higher level, is something which is made. And this particular thing is talking about male trinity, as I have written in Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva are the 3 concepts. So as a result, you have the picture very clearly. You have 0 and you have 9 numbers. You have all the 10 numbers in this particular thing very clearly. That is the mathematics which I want people to understand. Now next to come the question is, that was the Western concept. Abrahamic religions talk of only Father God. They do not know of Mother Goddess at all. But as far as Akhand Bharat is concerned, or Akhand Sindhu is concerned, it has from the very beginning understood very clearly. Father is important, but much more important is the mother. The real Janani, the creatrix is mother. Importance is given to mother, so as a result, mother comes before father itself. That is the beauty. But here, when you put reverse of Shakta triangle into the Shakti triangle, it goes the opposite of upgoing triangle to the downgoing triangle. You can see the downgoing triangle. I have marked it as 10, 11 and 12. 6, 9 and 3 are one side. 10, 11 and 12 are exactly the opposite of that. Once you do that, then you have a female triangle, and that represents Saraswati, Mahalakshmi, Mahakali. So you have 6, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Saraswati, Lakshmi, Mahakali, these 2 triangles going up and down, added to other 6 numbers, they make the number 12. So we have come to the stage of 12, which makes me realize that day is made of 12 hours, night is made of 12 hours, and there are 12 rashis, and everything is made into 10, and that whole astronomy and astrology is based on this concept. How defined was mathematical design? Now let's go a little further to understand what I was shown and made me understand, which is unique in astronomy and astrology. As you can see, this triangle which is going down exhibited 3 points beside other or heavenly planets of the solar system. One was the moon, which is a part of earth element. Moon is separate. It's not a planet as such. It is not that, but it is very important part of this Bhumi or earth element itself. Second thing, asteroid belt is not recognized as a planet by many things. It's called planet and many things. but I think it is important in its role in astronomy because it's very important part between Mars and Jupiter, and it is related with Ajna Chakra by and large. Moon is Chandran, this is Ajna. Then there is a Jupiter, you have one of the thing like Earth's moon, you have Titus of Jupiter, which is important part of the solar system, which is large enough. So these three parts are represented, which make science or astronomy and astrology much more specific. So whenever you make something, it should give you a specific answer without any philosophy. And that is something which I realized was very beautiful while making this. Now, third thing, I have put 0 in the center. And then color of the whole thing, that shows, if you look at the 0 in the center as a core, the 0 from which every time dot is arising, but you see the center part, which is sun. You see the 10 rays, you don't see 9 or 11. That also shows, did I create it? No. The whole thing designed in such a way, the sun has only 10 rays, and that is 10 stages of development. I thought that was phenomenal. And entire Gayatri mantra in Rigved start with Tat Savitur Varenyam. That means, Tat means divine energy, Savitur is sun and the light. That divine energy of sun, the light is made of 10, is something which very clearly put in this particular, I think that was great. Same thing, goddess Gayatri has got 10 arms and she represents all the 3 goddesses. And Lord Dattatreya, which is also the core part of Akhand, also of 3 Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu and Shiv. And that is a simple Indian spiritual science and modern science and mathematical design was amazing to my eye. If this is what my inner soul is able to teach me, which no one in the world knows, but I am able to understand concept much more clearly. That means it is Antaryami, it is omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. That is the last decision which was way back in 1997. I decided hereafter I am going to listen to only my voice of silence of Aditi within my body, and of course Gayatri outside and Adi Prashakti outside to know all the knowledge of inner world as well as external world. And thereafter the journey has been only me, my voice with voice of silence and the knowledge I've got, and trying to explain that in the light of logical conclusive mathematical design and the symbolic representative of Yantra Shastra, Mantra Shastra, Tantra Shastra and Ganit Shastra is the 4th thing which I added to Sanatana Dharma to make it complete. Mantra, Yantra, Tantra were known, but Ganit was added to make it complete for Akhandata. And that is Akhand Sindhu or Akhand Bharat, and that is the knowledge which I am talking about. Now the comes another picture which has been very clear. Goddess Adi Prashakti you can see, and she is the one who gave birth to Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, all the 3 Trinity. And that is the most important part. She is the Janani of solar system, Brahmand and Pidand both. And that is Argand 40, from which Neon 21 has come, and then further division comes. But as far as Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh are concerned, as Saraswati, Mahalakshmi, Mahakali, they are produced by Adi Prashakti as such. And I think that was another beautiful statement, and this picture is not made by me, made by somebody else. But you can see Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh in the heart of Adi Prashakti, and you can see her hands protecting both and producing them for the world's goodness. And I'm just saying ancient Indian scriptures which talk abundant, but the one which are perfect is one I am bringing, imperfect I am trying to discard. Now to come to the question of the second stage, that's how I started learning. 0 is the start one, then 1 by 7, then 9 numbers, then 12 numbers, and in the result astronomy, astrology I have understood. But during the creation, let's state a little more specifically. And this is my statement, and I make it Shiv Bhushan Sharma written very clearly. The world knows that the world was created by Big Bang. I have no issues with that because the word is very clear. The isomers of neon 21. Now I'm coming very clear. Isomers of neon 21. Neon has isomers 20, 21 and 23 are very clearly available. And all the three are stable. They are not unstable. They have the percentage as such available. So that's why I'm very clear. Isomer neon 21 was present at the time of creation of Brahmand. I'm talking now very clearly. I'm not talking of Mahabrahmand. I'm talking to Brahman, which means solar system, spiral galaxy, and of course we are the part of that. It started from that, but stick to only Brahman. So neon 21 plus neon 21 both collided together. Independently they were dark. They were all focused inside. When they collided with each other, they became neon 22. Now at this juncture, let me also explain for this benefit of the people. All this inert matter with the outside have light inside. Similarly, let's say sodium. When as an atom or element has got one proton outside, but when that proton or electron, the particular electron which is one outside, separate, is given out, atom becomes ionic form. And that is what happens during Big Bang, that atoms are becoming ionic, they are colliding to form neon 22, and that produces a light you can see very clearly. With the time is settled down and converted into neon 20 as such is the one part, but 21 and neon 22 were also part of it, but in the time it went through 10 stages of development as such. But there is one statement which Sanatana Dharma talks about it. After creation of the universe, now is bringing Lord Brahma. After creation, now Brahma has come to play because it is already produced by Adi Prashakti. Now his role is to create the world further. Adi Prashakti has produced Brahma, has produced Vishnu, has produced Shiva. Adi Prashakti can give you the knowledge of three. But from that large, Brahma produced Brahmand from neon 21 to stage. But neon 21 of that came from organ 40 of Adi Prashakti only. I have explained that in my earlier thing with a symbolic representation. Once you are able to understand, you can see the sequence so clearly, how beautiful was the design, nature, step by step, without any issue at all. And that is the beauty which I am trying to bring it for the world for the first time in history of mankind. All the knowledge you have of Vedas, Upanishads and other scriptures of the world is very sectarian, independent, confusing with the relativity. That impeccable wisdom, the absolute wisdom, is seen only with Divyang, and that's the reason I am making it clear. Let this knowledge be uniform for the entire universe to understand things very clearly. That's it. But when at the time of creation, once creation was done, Lord Brahma took rest for 1.5 years, is what Sanatana Dharma scriptures say. And this, let me appreciate, that once sperm and ovum get together to produce zygote, so next 1.5 days, zygote takes rest only. That statement and this statement so beautiful. I am trying to correlate with the evidence which we can produce today. I know zygote is formed from sperm and this, and it takes rest for 36 hours or 1.5 days, and that was 1.5 years. Not into get that one, but that is reality. Even human cosmic Purusha is also like that. Now this particular, after the creation of the universe, and I told you with time isomer 22 cooled and dissolved into isomers and neon 20 again. And the scientific evidence of this I am producing here from available in internet given by them. The percent neon in the universe, neon 20 is 90%, neon 21 is only 1%, and neon 22 is 9%. That shows raw material is 90%, light is 9%, but transition is only 1% because we are not producing any more. But it is still there to prove that these are the three isomers of neon which are stable, stable and stable. The percentage is from record not of mine. I am not using anything in the science other than what is available in the internet to the concentration which I can accept. That's it. 90 to 9 is 10%. 9 to 1 is again 10%. This is again, you see the same 10 thing very clearly. Because nature has got consistency of the kind which is perfect, perfect and perfect. Now we come to Hiranya Garbha, the golden womb of the divine nature, which Sanatana Dharma has spoken about very clearly. And in that you can see neon 21 plus neon 21 to 22 to the light, and then 10 stages of devolution took place from Akash Bhuta to Vayu Bhuta, Agni Bhuta, Jal Bhuta and Prithvi Bhuta in 2 stages, and thereafter these atoms, element, molecules, compounds, cells and biological life started thereafter. They came down later, but they were produced, their potential was in zero form, infinity, dot before creation, light during creation, then 10 stages during creation, then came atoms, elements and other things which you can see in periodic table as such. Now very defined. Before the creation it was 0, dot as such, inert matter. During creation, isomers 21 to 22 to light and 10 stages is during the creation. And after the creation, all the atoms from hydrogen, which is Aditi, helium, which is Antaratma, and all other things originated thereafter. And we are going to talk about it as we proceed further after the creation. Now, let's talk about the difference between modern science and, of course, Sanatana Dharma or Akhandata or Akhand Sindhu's process one and all. Let's start with the modern science. They recognize only 3 states of the matter: the gaseous state, which evaporates, liquid state, which flows, and the solid, which is solid. Solid, liquid and gaseous, 3 are the states which modern science recognizes. Their knowledge is very limited to these 3 things alone. But as far as Sanatana Dharma is concerned, or Akhand Sindhu is concerned, or Akhand Bharat is concerned, it talks about 5 states of the matter, Panchbhutas. That means Akash Bhuta is the topmost, which is the light to start with, energy form alone, which has got all the essence of everything within that. That is why it's got quintessence or Akash Bhuta, the ether, the plasmic state of the matter. Then second stage in that is Vayu Bhuta, the air element, which flows around. Third is the Agni Bhuta, which is fire element, which can burn. But these 3 things, Akash Bhuta, Vayu Bhuta and Agni Bhuta, are very energy forms. Agni converts solid form into these 3 things. They are very subtle forms, potent, potential, but suksham. But when you come down to Apabhuta or Jal Bhuta or water element, is the first liquid stage. And then from that comes the Prithvi Bhuta, the 5th state, the earthman, which is solid. And water is 61.803% and earth is 38.1966%. Now we come to very specific to the world as such. As we see today is only solid element, which is 38.1966%, and Apabhuta or water 61.8034. Now is very specific. Other things are in a fluid state we cannot quantify. And there are 5 states which have both solid form, which 5 normal senses can see, but there are also 5 senses which higher senses or extrasensory perception can see. So as a result, there are 10 stages. 1 is Suksham, 1 is solid. 5 plus 5 is 10 is what India knows. The 5 stages, but then 10 stages the devolution. Now it's becoming very clear. I showed you the mathematics. And in that form also see, actually see, in everywhere you see. If you see the sunlight going in 10 directions, north, east, south, west, in between, plus up and down becomes 10 only. And Upanishads make very clearly, the sun has got 10 sisters, 10 Ushas, 10 lines which go through. And I am trying to get Ved, Upanishads and Indian scriptures and modern science concept and put together as a spiritual science so that we have uniform, impeccable wisdom step by step for the world to see clearly. Now come to the question of starting the mathematical design, how it started manifesting, and I call it Akhand Yantra Vidya. One symbolic representation which is totally integrated, and I can integrate the science of Indian symbol as Akhand Yantra Vidya. The first thing which appeared now after manifestation is Akash, the primordial space, which was there before creation, which is there as such even after creation. That hasn't changed. And the symbol of that remains what was there before creation and even today as a dot, circle, a sphere. Dot is the center, you can see black part. Circle is this, you can see. But when the third dimension is brought, it becomes sphere. So dot, circle, and sphere are the symbols of Akash, which was well known to Indians or Brahmins from the very beginning itself. This symbol was known, its symbol is known, its symbol is perfect, and I am putting as the first symbol of Yantra Vidya by and large. Now there comes the question, the first stage which came, plasmatic state of the matter, or quintessence, is the first subtle state. And that subtle state is made by scientists with 1600 degrees centigrade heat. We can produce a plasmatic state of energy from any atom under the required state of other essential mediums. This is scientific statement, not mine. And that is what is plasmatic state, which modern science has also started recognizing. Three stages were known, but today they say in plasmatic state, when you increase the heat to 1006 degrees, you produce its energy which can be convertible. And which source that energy has come, you cannot define. You can see only energy, and that is Akash Bhuta. And I have given, for the first time in the history of symbolic language, I have given a symbol to Akash Bhuta as a pentagon. This is a fifth state, and each angle is 108. As I have shown in Sakar Sargun Brahman of Krypton, which has got 108, and of course Xenon, the particular organ, also 36 plus 36 plus 36. First is 54 plus 54, the center one, another 36 plus 36 is 108 is important. I have explained that also. So now this particular thing is a symbol created for the first time to bring clarity. Keep Akash Bhuta separate from circle Akash, because you can't use the same symbol again second time. So if Akash is 0 as circle or dot, and pentagon is Akash Bhuta with 5 elements with 108 into 5 as a 540 as such. And first stage of creation, Akash Bhuta as a pentagon, I am going to read about something which I have just spoke. The plasmatic state of quintessence, water science, brilliant effulgence of divine nature is there. It can be created with 1060 degree fire. The source of brilliant energy is not known. No ancient Indians is known so far. And I have given a new symbol as a pentagon, and it has got true potential. That earth element has got 360 degrees, which has got potential, and fire is 180. Both put together can only become 540. Earth is 360, water is 360, Vayu is 360, but Agni is 180, and so-called Akash Bhuta has got 540. It has got both Agni as well as earth, water and Vayu. All the four put together, the two combination is 540. That is something which makes it very, very interesting. But I am talking about concept which I am very comfortable. But most of the people may or may not agree because they haven't come to that level of understanding impeccable wisdom in totality. With a sectarian knowledge, you cannot understand concept of this nature. Otherwise, you have to read this alone, understand concept flowing. That's the reason I'm making new one as a sequence so that there is nothing missing. You get a complete knowledge over a period as such. So see the videos and enlighten yourself, and that's the video which is going to be used tomorrow for the new science and new wisdom to the world. Now, I also talk about ancient Indian wisdom had also certain concepts which shows each of the five elements are connected with five senses only. Now when come to the Akash Bhuta, it is normal senses ear and hearing as such. So Akash Bhuta is with ear, hearing as well ears, as a normal person can see. But person who is evolved to the higher level, with higher extrasensory perception, it is called clairaudience or Shruti, which Vedas talk about. Rig Veda mantras or Shruti, they were directly heard. That means they had the power to listen to the sounds which are there, which normal man cannot understand. And that is Akash Bhuta is connected with ears and hearing. One subtle, one suksham, one is called Shruti directly, one we hear. We cannot hear Shruti because we don't have the concept. But as Shibhushan Sharma, with the help of my guidance of Aditi, I've been able to produce 8 Hz alpha frequency through the brain with eyes open and eyes closed to be in tune with Akash Kosh, whose frequency is 7.83 to 8.73 only. So me and Akash Kosh being one, the sound is there coming from Akash Kosh, which is ionic form. I am able to hear the ionic sounds and understand the concept very clearly. And this is something people would have difficulty in accepting it unless until you experience it. So I do not expect everybody to experience it, but believe me, it is given by my experience, and as a result I am giving the world Divyang for the first time in the history of mankind, because me and divinity are one and two sides of the same thing together in comprehension with it. Unfortunately, this kind of oneness, which many geniuses have shown earlier, but unfortunately they were called with Kundalini syndrome or psychosomatic disorders, they were given drugs which killed those extrasensory perception they had. But me being a doctor, knowing very well that these are the normal things, I am nothing, I am perfectly physically healthy, emotionally healthy, mentally healthy, everything perfect. I was independent. I did not take medicine. I do not take even medicine even for painkillers or thing. I know there is a cause. And let me correct the cause rather than kill it, the cause. So I have this connectivity. Let me have more of connectivity with becoming more and more suksham by myself, become perfect by myself. No wonder at 73, I've been able to talk of reverse of aging and show with biological biochemistry products that I am as good as 21 even today. I have over a period, I have improved in my physical health, emotional health, biochemical health, physiological health, psychological health. No wonder I am able to give, because I am allowing my genius nature to be in with that without being interfered in any form with any other things which are stopping me from becoming universally connected with universal consciousness. That's a point which I am making it very clear. That's I'm not in favor of any student who has extrasensory perception to be given drugs in the form of schizophrenia, split personality, other thing. Instead of killing them and making them vegetable, you should encourage them not to take medicines, understand the concept in a scientific way, and I think they will do extremely well. That's the message which I am giving as far as Akash Bhuta is concerned. You can see the ear. Now comes the next stage of Vayu Bhuta. Is the second stage which came from Akash Bhuta. This is the air element, and this shows that there are 7 layers of atmosphere. Bhumi has got 7 layers, Antariksh has got 7 layers, atmosphere is 7 layers, and there are 7 heavens. And that is what I told about the mathematical design in the beginning. 1 divided by 7 is very important. So where the earth is 7 parts, Antariksh is 7 parts, heavens are 7, and so the air element has 7 layers. You can see all the 7 layers you can see. But most of the people talk about 5 layers as such, but they forget about ionosphere and exosphere. But both put together should be 7 layers, which you can see in this particular picture very clearly. This was appropriate because I can see the 7 layers as such, and that is what message I wanted to give it. Bhumi is also made of 7 planes, Atal to Patal. That I have already shown. This is a picture, I am showing it that there are 7 layers of Vayu element or Vayu Bhuta. Now I come to the stage to understand this concept very clearly. The air element is enclosed between the earth, a valley, which has water and mountains at the bound part, and atmosphere on the other side. You can see the picture very clearly. In between you can see the air element is, and that is elliptical shape or hexagonal shape. That's it. And this picture I have showed very clearly, and this has got 360-degree only. And one of the best example about a benzene ring which was seen by Auguste Kekule in his dream when he saw a snake biting its own tail. And that was the beautiful thing with which he made the benzene ring with 6 carbons, which had changed the biochemistry completely. This was also shown to him hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and whole organic chemistry is based on this particular symbol of carbon 6. And carbon 6, whether you are with sugar as such, is let's put it there, leave it at that. I think that's a beautiful thing, and that is hexagonal shape, and you can see the hexagonal right at the bottom, and also elliptical shape. That proves it. Now come to the next stage. Now Akash Bhuta is connected with hearing and ear. Vayu Bhuta is connected with skin and touch, sparsh. Normal, you can feel the touch in the skin, which is a part of the nervous system as such. And I know very well, I can even see through my skin because it comes from the same ectoderm as the nervous system and the eyes. I'll not go into detail, but this is electronic. The first one is the electronic. And higher senses will be divine touch. When you feel touch with the universe, you'll feel Satchit Anand, and that is exactly what I'm talking about. For me to know the difference between right and wrong is, if the touch which I experience, thinking of the particular person, makes me Satchit Anand, that means it's absolutely right. It's got divine touch. If it is pain, otherwise, that means there is some problem, it is not perfect. That is also something which I have experienced, and I know to differentiate as a symbol in Vayu Bhuta would be touch, which is Satchit Anand. That's it, and that is second part. Now come to the third part is Agni Bhuta, and Agni Bhuta is given much more importance in Rig Veda than any other element, because fire is the one which brings the transformation. As I told you, Akash and Vayu, Agni is more. But when Agni is taken out, it becomes less of liquid and solid form. So Agni is the one which brings the information. More Agni, the higher up, less Agni, below down. That's it. And most beautiful example which I can say is water itself, which I call Amrit. Next video is going to be Amrit. And that is the water which was created as a universal solvent for the first time. And when it is pure form, it is liquid, 61.2. When energy is taken, Agni is taken out of it, it becomes cool. Below -4 degrees down, it becomes solid, earth, ice. But when put a heat to the ice, it becomes water. More heat, you come to Agni, then more heat to Vayu, and more heat, 1600 degree to Akash Bhuta. Now this is science. And science will accept that this is absolutely right because they have also predicted this kind of information in their own self. Now my understanding of all the 64 arts on one side the world knows and divine consciousness other thing is easier for me to explain in totality. And that is my videos are longer basically because I'm taking every aspect into one which has never been done before. So Agni is the most important part of Rig Veda and most important Deva, and I call it Deva. I make it very clearly. Ki Rig Veda is talking about atom, element, molecules, compounds, energies of different form, including this 10th stage, as the one which are there in Rig Veda. It is not babbling of infancy civilization. It's the most beautiful part of complete periodic table as such. And the real beauty in I3 Upanishad is saying how that is converted into a cosmic Purusha form, and that is another amazing aspect which is out of the world, which I have already spoken about it. Maybe as we proceed, we will be talking about. So now you know Agni is the transition which brings importance. No wonder Rig Veda Agni is the most one. and it is upgoing triangle again, like Shakta triangle going up, and it has got 180 degrees, as all the three have 60 plus 60 plus 60. Pentagon has got 108, 108, 108, 108, 108 into 540. This is 60 plus 60 plus 60 is 180 alone. This is a transition from 360 plus this to 540. And third stage Agnibhuta, as we can say, this is a fire element, symbol is triangle, fire moves up, you can see very clearly 180 degrees, and I have brought this now very close to another atom. If I say Aditya is hydrogen, and then say my indwelling soul Aditi is helium, hydrogen, helium. The third, which is very important part, whole the concept, is oxygen, and that is what Agnibhuta is all about. I have already explained, for fire to take place, oxygen is very, very important. For example, you take a bowl, put water in that, put candle, and take another glass on top of that. Fire or earth in the glass would burn as long as there is oxygen. Once the oxygen is consumed, the burning light would disappear. As a beautiful example of oxygen as Agni, and I make it very clearly, Agni is oxygen and is the third most abundant material in the universe after hydrogen, which is the most one, helium is the second one, oxygen is the third one, and of course carbon would be the fourth one, which is for biological life. So here it comes very clearly. And Agnibhuta is associated to be the light. It's with eyes and vision. But when we talk of the higher consciousness, it's called clairvoyance or Divya Drishti. The one people who can see, as I tell you, the most of the people can only see a limited part with their eyes. But I, Shivbhushan Sharma, make it very clearly, I can see all the 10 dimensions within my eyes itself. I can see my own RBC cells dancing like big birds in my eyes itself. I can see everything as if I'm seeing with electron microscope. And that is clairvoyance possible once you are seeing from your Atmic point of view. I make it very clear. I'm not seeing. I did not go to school for 7 years. So from my childhood till today, it is my Atma who is seeing and telling me, giving an experience, and that experience I am able to explain to the world. So that way, Agnibhuta is eyes, vision, and Divya Drishti and clairvoyance. No wonder I am able to see, no wonder I am in a position to give Divyang to the world, because I can see, I can hear, I can feel, I can taste, I can smell the universal consciousness as such. And that has given me the power to do. No wonder I am keeping it low, because I have plenty and plenty of work to do. I cannot explain this to individual, so I am booking it and expect everybody to see this and start experiencing that within yourself. Only then you can be able to go further. A to Z in the entire thing is done by me, and me alone, with the help of my indwelling soul of Aditi, our higher soul of Gayatri, our higher soul of Adi Prakshakti. These are my mothers who have told me, they are teaching me, and I am giving. This is the knowledge. Now I am bringing that knowledge, which is sectarian in Sanatana Dharma, now into one platform as an integrated wisdom. Now let's go to the next stage. Fourth in the line is Apabhuta or Jalbhuta or water element, and their percentage is 61.8034. This is a part of Divyank, and that's a beautiful part. Now we have come to Divyank. This is a percentage which I look forward to. And Mother Earth, human body and cells, as such you can see, is water alone, 61.8034. Now coming to the symbolic representation, water is there on the earth, like ocean, rivers, otherwise are ponds. But the structure you can see is like a crescent only. But at the upper bottom there will be slightly raised and other thing because of capillary action by and large. And that makes it structured very clearly. Okay, you have 360 degrees, this percentage. And same thing, earth also should be, human body as a human cell should have that percentage. Then you're going to be perfectly healthy, wealthy, wise and happy. Now to taste, first three senses, Akash Bhuta, Vayu Bhuta and Agni Bhuta, were electronic in nature, subtle, suksham. But when it comes to Apa Bhuta, Jal Bhuta or water element, and Prithvi Bhuta, the solid element, these two are chemical reactions. Three are electrical reactions, these are two active. So first is Apa, which in normal sense is taste and tongue and is modulated through water only. So it's a chemical in nature. And special sensor could be, we can smell the divine sugandh, divine fragrance and divine taste, divine things. And I can tell you from myself, I can taste sweet thing in my mouth automatically when I'm in tune with Apa Bhuta as such. And tongue is the one which helps in translation. And beauty of tongue is anterior part is 61.8%, which is associated with good taste. And posterior 38.196% is associated with bitter taste. It's again Devi and Kohli there. And that is what I'm trying to show, everything. For that my eyes, the length and breadth of eyes is into 22/21 only. But inside you can see retina with 10 layers of retina. Again same thing. Eyes itself has got both 22/21 the size and 10 layers speak volume. And that is what the divine design is all about. When I see that, I'm surprised Divyang has made my learning very, very easy. Now come to the question of the fifth state of Prithvi Bhuta, the earth element, and the percentage is 38.1966%. That is on the mother earth, human body and cell as such, and I have associated with Mooladhara Chakra. This is the earth element right at the bottom where the body has to be perfectly known. Now in this particular concept I have talked about symbol is square, but we know earth by and large is spherical in shape, circular in shape. But you cannot use the same number because they have already been used for Akash. So you can't use the same number. So this number was made into this, and I wanted to know why did Brahmans of Akhand Bharat converted symbol which should have been circle into pentagon. The answer which I got from my Atma was amazing. And I would like to explain that first and foremost. Second thing, and as you can see in the picture, I have put a circle around, then put 4 dots on 4 equal distance, each one the 90 degrees into 4 connected with that. Then I put a dot right in the middle, is the pin one, and put a circle on that and started rotating this so-called square form so powerfully that 4 becomes 8, 16, 32, 64, more and more it goes on. A stage comes, the entire thing looks circular only. And when that answer was given to me, when that vision was given to me, I said, wow, what a divine nature, how beautiful, how powerful were those Brahmins who gave the world mathematics from zero to others. They came to symbolic language, came this language, I think amazing to the core. That kind of clarity is not seen even modern mathematics. I'm not going into any other religion because I'm not aware of their religion. I'm not standing in judgment of any religion by and large. For that matter, I also got into spirituality of Sanatana Dharma, not a religious aspect. I don't talk of the religion of Hinduism at all. And maybe that's the reason I talk about Akhand Bharat or Akhand Sindhu as the one which is spirituality only. I'm not talking about religion of any nature. I don't call Ved as a religion. It's a spiritual science way. So are the Upanishads, so are those scriptures which are into spirituality, spirituality, spirituality only. And the modern science put together is what I'm talking about. And that was a very enlightening part. Now, as association is with the nose. Tongue is with the taste. And this is small, and this is also chemical in nature. And nose is one we can smell with. and higher senses is fragrance or sugandh, the divine fragrance, we can talk of it. And that is Prithvi Bhuta by and large. And I think having explained the suksham part and subtle part, the gross and subtle part of all the pun and making it to 10 and showing this relationship with different organs, different systems and other things. At this juncture, let me also talk about it. When I talk about 61.803%, which is one part of the wing, if you square it with the 61 point that, you get 100 times the value of the second one. This is amazing. But 61.803% plus 38.196 is equal to 100, and that is amazing by and large. Now these are the 5 elements which I have talked about in that particular thing. I've shown pentagon 108, hexagon 360, 180 Agni, Vayu, the Jal 360, and of course Earth is 360. That is the most beautiful thing. But of course, as far as the quintessence is concerned, it is added by me, not known to the people before that. But Akash I have not put there, but his circle is a space before, today, even later, that remains same. And you can see the bottom, that space is there in Earth element. Now the whole thing is converted into periodic table is something which I find Rigved is nothing but all the gods and goddesses of universal consciousness, which Rigved is talking about, is actually a periodic table. But in this particular thing, in this periodic table, which is not done by me, is done by the scientists of the world and very classified as such. There are 2 things which stand out. Number 1, the number of periods, as you can see from up down, is only 7. You can see the red side, left side, 1 to 7 you can see. But when you come to group on top, 1 to 18, that means it is associated with 1 into 7 are the concept, and Adi Prashakti has got 18 arms. So that is where it originated. So Adi Prashakti, organ 40, gave birth to periodic table, and Gayatri has given further, and of course Aditi. But by and large, let me put it, this is work of Adi Prashakti converted into periodic table, which you can see the divine chemical, inorganic chemistry, other thing can be seen. All that is there. But here you can see top on first is hydrogen, which is Aditya, the sun. Right on that is helium, which is Aditi, our indwelling soul. Then things, and everything in that is so beautiful that modern science periodic table, Rigved, I3 Upanishads, and complete chemistry by and large is so beautifully presented. And I think I had the pleasure of explaining in my own understanding the way I experience it since my young days, and giving with the light of Divyank. I think this is something which everybody would have clear-cut idea, no confusion. And that is sequence with which I am trying to explain. Anyway, it was lovely that way. Now we come to the last part. This symbol has got all the things which I am talking about. I will not go into this detail at this juncture. Let me record this. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure speaking about what was before the creation in the last set, and what is during the creation is what I am explaining about it. What happens after the creation, thereafter, would be the next videos coming up. And in the process, I would be starting with water after the creation, and then talk smoother manthan, so that we become clear how each atom, element, molecule, compound and cells are understood thereafter as a chemistry of higher and higher level. I think that should be enough for the time being. Thank you very much.